Seems like it's starting to happen with Ezra Miller and Warner Brothers Discovery. Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your agenda-free news. I'm Jerome Hughes, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel and also click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads. And also, if you enjoy the things that I've share up here in the content, please smash the like button for my videos, and also be sure to share the videos with everyone you know. All right. Also, before I start with the updates, I want to let y'all know I started a Rumble account, so you can go ahead and find me on Rumble. The link is below. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Hollywood Reporter, today they're reporting that Warner Brothers is weighing the fate of The Flash as its Ezra Miller problem grows. I'm actually thinking that it's not only that, but it's also the fact that the backlash that David Zaslav received, but then again, he doesn't care. So my thing is, it might be people who might be working at Warner Brothers Discovery who might be feeling the effects of it, and now somebody's looking to consider to think about what to do with the Flash movie. Could it be David Zaslav or somebody else that's an executive behind the reins? Doubtful it's anybody else. So it says here that, you know, studio producers the studio partners three paths, forward for the expensive DC film with the worst case, if unlikely, scenario, including the project being scrapped. All right. So if, like I said before, it's possible that it might be scrapped or he might be recasted or anything, or Ezra Miller might be recasted. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So it says here the fate of Warner Brothers, The Flash, hangs in the balance as actor Ezra Miller continues to make headlines for their controversial behavior and various arrests. An outright shelving of the film is not off the table, though it would be a last resort. Now, Warner's, I don't know why they still call it Warner's, just Warner Brothers. Warner's and its new parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, had hoped to avoid a line of fire because its big budget DC superhero tentpole isn't scheduled to hit theaters until June 23rd, 2023, but the pressure is mounting by the day. All right. So I'm not surprised. Like, it's more pressure being added to go ahead and scrap the film itself. Batgirl's been scrapped, and also future projects, whether it's like anything from TBS, TNT, so on and so forth. All the channels owned by, all the networks owned by Warner Brothers Discovery have been scrapped. Even the things that haven't been started on being created, and that's been taking years or even months of planning. All right. And this includes shows that was just being scrapped that were supposed to be renewed for another season. Okay. So we all know what happened with Ezra Miller. This past Monday, he was charged with felony burglary, and on Wednesday, which is yesterday, that Vermont's Child Services Department is attempting to locate a mother and three children who have allegedly been residing at Miller's farm in the state. So now they're finally going to go ahead and do something about that. What's been taking them this long? What's going on in Vermont? That's what I want to know, because of the fact that, you know, if this is that's been released for like a month or a month and a half or so, and they still haven't even considered investigating that. I mean, what is going on? What kind of show are they running up there in Vermont? Now, I'm not judging. I'm just simply asking questions. Okay. But that was regardless of the fact. So it says here, a source with knowledge of the situation says the studio appears to be preparing for three possible scenarios. Okay. So what are those scenarios? The first scenario, Warner's have received indications that the 29-year-old Miller, whose mother has accompanied the actor in recent days, that's new, at least new to me. I didn't know anything about that. His mom's been accompanying him for the past few days, but move anyway. Whose mother has accompanied the actor in the recent days will seek professional help after returning home to their farm in Vermont after being away. If that happens, Miller, who goes by the they/them pronouns, could give an interview at some point explaining erratic behavior over the past few years, and the actor could then do limited press for The Flash, and the movie would open in cinemas as planned. All right, so that's okay. I'm hoping for that scenario because Miller really does need his help. I'm really seeing that this is like has something to do with his mental health, the state of his mental health, and his intentions. All right. So whatever that he might be going happening with him mentally and psychologically, it's best for him to go ahead and start the first step in admitting that he has a problem. Okay. And then that next step was to consider going ahead and seek help for that. It might take a long time. We don't know how long it's going to take. It's depending on him. And it's also depending on him if he's willing to go ahead and do that. All right. The second scenario, even if Miller doesn't reach out for help, Warner could still release the film, but don't expect Miller to play a prominent role in terms of marketing and publicity, nor will Miller be the Flash going forward, as I predicted before. That's the other scenario and everything that they predict that I've stated that most likely he wouldn't even be the Flash anymore, depending on what David Zaslav has planned. Okay. So yeah, it's like I'm basically watching it and I'm getting all the inferences from it, and it's like it's matching up with the thoughts that I had. But what's the third thought? The third thing is the situation with Miller. If it deteriorates further, this would see Warner's killing the movie outright. So another scrapping it, as it could not be a reboot with the current actor. Now Miller plays multiple characters and is in almost every scene. Scrapping a $200 million film would be an unprecedented move. Okay, so basically, he's the movie can't be scrapped, and like finding a replacement for him to fill that movie, he's playing multiple parts, as we all have known, and is the film itself is worth $200 million. I that's starting to become like the basic big budget for big budget films and stuff. But $200 million. I mean, David Zaslav's trying to save $3 billion, trying to help the company save $3 billion. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do with that or what's going to happen. But now all this comes amid changes at Warner Brothers Discovery. Earlier this month, newly minted Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav stunned Hollywood when shoving back, yada yada yada. We already know about that, but that's no surprise because the fact that he stated he's going to do things and then no one expected that. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I forgot they were planning to do a Batgirl movie in the first place, but at the same time, I didn't really care. All right, I was going to see it anyway. So Miller was cast as a Flash in 2014. We all know, and then the solo Flash film was announced. The development process has been long, with multiple directors coming and going over the years until filmmaker Andy Muschietti finally got the project off the ground. The film also, I could definitely see that his signature stuff in the trailers. Yeah, that's definitely Muschietti. Andy Muschietti finally got the project off the ground. The film also stars Michael Keaton back as Batman from the first time in 30 years, and Ben Affleck as a different version of Batman. Okay, so Miller began the time as a Flash with cameos in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, of course, with that one scene where he's going back in the time trying to get Bruce Wayne, telling she's the Wade, Lois Lane, yada yada yada, and Suicide Squad, both released in 2016 before having a main role in Justice League a year later. All right. So The Flash is a key film for Warner's, as it is expected to chart a new course for the DC Extended Universe, the DCEU. The film has been testing well, even as Miller's legal woes continue to mount. So this is basically a review of what I share with you all, the issue with him being charged with felony burglary in Vermont, and the charge comes after Miller was arrested in April back in Hawaii and booked on suspicion of second-degree assault. Pretty sure that was when, he was at a residence and became irate after being asked to leave reportedly through a chair at a woman. And also came on arrest back in March with disorderly conduct at a karaoke bar in Hawaii. And then at least one project distanced itself from Miller. And on Tuesday, Salvador Dali biopic Daliland left Miller out of its press release in an announcement about its debut at the Toronto Film Festival. Ooh, wait a minute. What if this is a way of Warner Brothers seeing a way of looking to go ahead and try to weigh the options and stuff. Like if that news might have broken, then I'm pretty sure they might have, paid attention to that as well or learned about it. And then Zaslav got a hold of it, and that's when they started with the 3 different scenarios. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but at the same time, it's a possible thought. Okay. Now, despite the arrest and headlines about Miller's alleged behavior, Zaslav last week stated that they're still committed to theatrical release of The Flash. Okay, and this is like we've seen that they are terrific, and we think we can make them even better. Okay, that's talking about the DC movies. All right, so I'm gonna let you all know this right now. If I'm gonna say this again, if he doesn't get help, then it's gonna be worse for him. It's also gonna be worse for his family, his career, and he's gonna go down a downward spiral path and everything where it may take a long time for him to regain himself back into the Hollywood spotlight. Okay. Now, Miller, he just needs to be honest with Miller just needs to be honest and then come forward and state that he has a problem and he needs to seek help. Okay. Now he could do limited press release and everything, limited press appearances and stuff, and then seek to get that help. And if the movie will still be released, and I'm pretty sure, I guarantee he'll still get paid for that movie after its release. Okay. So like if he also wants to continue to be the Flash as well as being in different Hollywood movies and projects and stuff, then he better get on it. He's going to have to resolve all this, the issues that he has within and continue to focus on to figure out what the issue is and address it and overcome it. Okay. So it's like, Miller's not the first person in Hollywood who's went through stuff like this. Remember, Robert Downey Jr. He had sought rehab after his drug and alcohol problems and the issues that came from that. Then next thing you know, his comeback was where he became Iron Man. All right, and there's been plenty of stars out there as well. Charlie Sheen, that moment that led him to get fired from the show that he was doing, so he also got help again and. Yeah, he did better for himself. Okay. Now, I don't want anything to happen with Miller. Don't want him to lose let his career go down a downward path. Hoping he gets the help he needs. All right. But if he continues this, then he's going to lose a lot of people that love him and care about him. And also going to lose himself. Okay. But that's all that I got to share for now. What do you think about all of this? Which scenario do you think is the most likely to happen or that they'll decide on? What will it be where Miller will seek help after being accompanied around with his mother for the past few days? Or the second scenario where if he doesn't reach out for help, Warner can still release the film, but don't expect Miller to play a prominent role or it'd be a limited role? Or the third scenario where if it deteriorates further, if things get worse, Warner Brothers is going to go ahead and kill the movie upright, but that would be a really risky move. So let me know, what do you think will happen or what do you think should happen, okay? Also, if I went anywhere like wrong in the video itself, please let me know in the comments below. And also, if you have any other thoughts, comment below. Anything else to add, as well as any information that I didn't cover, add that in the comments as well. And also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel and also click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future updates and uploads. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and share this video everywhere on social media. Until then, peace.